Y'all, I just turned off the fan so we could have better audio. So we can have better audio quality, but it's just hot in here. So if I start sweating out of nowhere, just know that's why. So hello everybody. Today, if you read the title, then you know we are going to be ranking every anime, movie, and TV show that I've ever seen. And more TV shows than movies. There's only like 4 or 3 movies on here because I haven't seen a lot of anime movies. But yeah, if you don't want to hear the rest of my spiel and you just want to see the ranking, you can click this timestamp. Well, not click. Go to this timestamp right here. Otherwise, I'm going to get into the rules and a little bit of background, and then I'm going to get into the ranking. First of all, if you haven't seen my first video of this, and you would like to see it, it's where I rank every vampire, werewolf movie and TV show I've ever seen. That will be the first link in the description. It's the same as this with pizzazz, but I would say I used my camera to record and my phone as a mic. And if you like the audio quality of that video more versus this one, which I'm just recording on my phone, please tell me, because then I'll switch back to what I did with the first video. Getting into my parameters and guidelines, they are very similar as the werewolf and vampire one, so I'll just go over them if you haven't seen that video. First, I'm only going to be going over animes that I've seen, so if you don't see one on here that you love, it's either I haven't seen it or I just forgot it. Like, this list is super duper long, which brings me to my next point. If I end up ranking one of your favorite animes low, please don't get mad. It's just, you know, we're all entitled to our own opinion, and I like some things that you don't like, and you like some things that I don't like, but that doesn't mean that I necessarily hate any of these animes or think any of them are better than the other. It's more like, oh, I liked this one more, and then I like this one even more than I like this one, just based on how much I enjoyed the animes. Third, I only included animes that I finished, and what I mean by that is I finished all the available seasons that were on whatever streaming site I was watching it on. Not meaning that the anime is completely over or they're done coming out with seasons. It's just, oh, there was only 2 seasons of this anime on Hulu, so that's the only seasons I watched. And that's what my ranking is going off of. Like, for example, I haven't finished Hunter x Hunter on Netflix, but I think there's like 4 seasons on Netflix, and I'm like 3 episodes away from finishing the 4 available seasons on Netflix, which is why I put it in this video, because it still kind of fits the parameters that I'm going by. I might have to break this video up into 2 parts. I don't know yet. I'm just saying it now because last time I filmed this video, it took a lot of editing. Plus, this list is a lot longer than my original list in my last video. So, you know, I think there's over 20 animes on this list. And I just don't want this video to be like 50 minutes long. I would rather have 2 20-minute videos versus, you know, 1 whole 50-minute video like I just said. So, and I normally like to post, if I have to do 2 parts, I normally do like to post them in the same day because I hate making people wait. But with how my schedule is working, I don't have time to usually edit before work. So I might have to edit 1 half of the video, get it out to you guys, and then edit the second half of the video, which means it might have to go out a week later. I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to prepare you now just in case the second part is not out yet. The last and final rule is that if I just mention 1 part of the anime, I'm meaning the entire thing. And what I mean by that is, for example, there's Blue Exorcist, but then there's also Blue Exorcist Tokyo Saga. So when I just say Blue Exorcist, I'm talking about Blue Exorcist and then Blue Exorcist the Tokyo Saga. But other than that, let's get into it. Grab a drink. I definitely have one right here. Grab a fan if it's hot where you are. Grab something to eat, because I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I know it's going to be a bit of time. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. And if you have a ranking of your own, put it in the comment section down below. Comment section. I thought I said description. Put it in the comment section down below. I'm very interested in hearing how you would rank these animes, what you would change. You know, I should also say that majority of these animes are action, because I really only like watching action, sci-fi, those types of animes. So if you have any good anime recommendations that kind of fit all the animes that are on this list, please leave them down below, because I'm always trying to find good animes to watch. I watch these ones and I'm like, whoa, what's another one? I don't want to watch a romance anime. I want to watch one where they're fighting demons, like, you know, just stuff like that. So if you have any good animes that kind of fit around the vibe that these animes give off, please put it down in the comment section below as well. Okay, so I just counted how many animes we're going to be ranking, and there are 33 animes on this list. So this is going to be hard. Also, I should say, I feel like I completely forgot to say this. I'm going to be going through it once and ranking them. I can't change my ranking as I'm going, but after I've finished and gone through all the animes, I am allowed to go back and re-rank them based on what I thought. But starting at the top, we are starting with Ouran High School Host Club. So this was the first anime I ever watched in my entire life, knowingly, I should say, because maybe there was I watched Ponyo, but I didn't know that was an anime at the time, but I knowingly watched this one knowing it was an anime. And I enjoyed this one for it being I think it is a good starter anime. It's pretty light. It's a cute watch, and you know, I remember ending the anime and being like, what, there's no more? They're not getting together? I thought the story was really funny. The characters, I love Hikaru and Karu. And yeah, like this is a good starter anime, I feel like. If someone were to be like, oh, what should I watch? I've never seen, I recommend them this one. It's, you know, it's cute. That's like, this is all I can really say about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But since there are 33 on here, I'm going to have to put it at 20. I'm going to put it at 20. I have to, because there's so many more, and yes, I enjoyed it, but I know there are other animes on here I enjoyed a lot more. Don't kill me. Next up, we have Death Note. Now, not only was this the second anime I ever watched, but I would definitely say that it is definitely up in the top 10, you know, because I watched it first, again, either like early high school or late middle school, and then I rewatched it, like, I believe in 2020, and I feel like Death Note is one of those animes that you do have to rewatch to kind of understand more of what's going on, because I think it's absolutely crazy. I've watched like maybe like 1 or 2 video documentary essays on the anime right before I had rewatched it, and after going through it, it just really kind of opens up your eyes to what is happening. You know, you have Light, and he's just this composed person, but then there's just these certain moments where he's just like, he snaps, and when he snaps, it's so dramatic because he's not the type of person to snap, if that makes sense. Also, you know, him being able to kind of string along this lie for years and years and years until he gets caught at the end. And, you know, I think the craziest part is the scene, I think, that happens in season 2. This whole plot point in season 2 where I'm blanking on names. The blonde girl, her Shigami, becomes Light's, and then I think Light loses his memory, and then you have Ryuk, who is now either the girl's Shigami, or he's just floating up in the air. He went back to where the Shigami just live. And then, you know, the girl Shigami ends up dying to save the girl and to help Light. Like, it's just because she fell in love with the girl. Like, that whole entire thing, when they go back on it, that probably didn't make any sense, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. Like, that entire thing where you just kind of see all these things that Light knew was going to happen and kind of orchestrated, it just is really cool. And then because, you know, Light does that throughout the entire series, and then there's just this one thing at the end that happens, and he can't weasel his way out of it. I think that's really cool. So, like I said, this anime is in my top 10, and I think I'm going to put it at 9. Maybe that's too high, but as of right now, it is getting put at 9. Next up, we have The Promised Neverland. Now, this anime, I went into it kind of already knowing what the anime was about. Like, I knew it was about this organization that kind of raises kids so that they can be eaten, and that's really all I knew about the anime, and the lullaby, Isabel's lullaby. That's all I really knew. So I would say it was a decent anime to watch. I think it was cool seeing the kids trying to figure out a way to leave. And I think the reveal at the end, the boy being her son, was pretty cool. But other than that, I did enjoy this anime, and I would definitely watch it again. But it was not one of my favorites. You know, like I said, I did enjoy the kids and the story and the plot lines, but I feel like I needed more. Like after they disappeared, I needed to see them get through it. It would be kind of like if we just watched the first Maze Runner and didn't watch the last three. Like the story's incomplete and it doesn't feel finished. Like I need more. So that's the reason why this anime is going lower. So I would say I would put it at like 25. No, not 25. I'm going to put it at 28. Next is Hunter x Hunter. As of right now, like I said, I'm still in the process of watching Hunter x Hunter. I have like 3 episodes left of what is available for me to watch on Netflix. And so far, I am enjoying the anime. I think Gon is so funny. My favorite character is Killua. I just think it's funny how this little boy is just so... He's a killer, first of all. And he gives no F's in the world. I just think that's absolutely funny. I enjoy seeing them kind of like, you know, first of all, become hunters. I thought that was a cute plot point. Well, not cute, but like a good plot point. And then them kind of continuing on this journey to find Gon's dad. As of right now, I'm in the plot point where you have the ants that are mixing with humans, and so they're becoming this hybrid ant-human mixture. And I would say that this, out of all the different things that the show has gone through, this is my least favorite plot point. You know, I liked when they were in the hotel. I liked when they went to go get Killua because he was stuck in his house. You know, them becoming hunters. I enjoyed where they were stuck in the game. But yeah, as of right now, this is my least favorite plot point. But that doesn't mean that the plot points after it aren't going to be good. So I'm not going to base the entire show off that plot point. So I would definitely say this show is... I wouldn't say it's in the top 10. I would say it's slightly under the top 10. So I think I'm going to put it at 12. Next up is Erased. Now, when I tell you this anime had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, it had me on the edge. I watched this entire anime in one night because of how good it was. I was going through my phase of, oh, let me just read the description that's available and then decide to watch the anime. And I'm so happy I did that with this anime because I didn't really have, beyond just the basic description, any idea what this anime was about. It wasn't recommended to me. It was just like a go in and watch and see what happens, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's 12 episodes. If you've never seen it, I skip ahead to this if you don't want the spoilers, because I would just recommend watching it. It's such a good anime. It's crazy that this... First of all, I don't understand why he's blamed for killing his mom. There was no evidence that he killed his mom, right? I mean, I guess the teacher framed it, like it made it look like he killed his mom, and him running away kind of made him look even more guilty. But, you know, innocent until proven guilty, right? And then him going back in time and being able to save that girl was amazing. And, you know, him having to do it multiple times was pretty cool. I think when it gets revealed that the teacher is the one who was responsible for killing these kids, it's like absolutely crazy, especially when you watch it through a second time, knowing that, you know, he's confiding in the teacher, but the teacher is the one who's responsible for all these actions the entire time. And then, you know, he like tries to kill him and he doesn't succeed, and we skip to, I don't know, like 10, 20 years in the future where he's just been in the hospital living, his mom taking care of him. And then, you know, at that point, the teacher's like, oh, you know, you've always been the one I could never figure out, yada, yada, yada. And then they get him in the end. That, it was just... But, like, because after watching the anime, I was like, he really... If it was me, I wouldn't have settled for that timeline, you know? I wouldn't have settled for the timeline where I missed out on most of my life. I would have tried to go back and save the girl, save the other girl, save the little boy, and then also save myself. But, you know, I guess he was already tired and he couldn't do it anymore, which I completely understand that. But, you know, just me personally, I would have gone back one more time to save myself, you know, because no one was going to do that for you. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this anime, and I'm going to put it at 5. I'm gonna put it at 5. Maybe this is a mistake, but it is really one of those animes I can watch over and over again. Next up is Attack on Titan. Now, I know this is a popular anime, so please don't kill me. Don't. I enjoyed this anime, but I think there's 4 seasons right now, right? The 4th season, I was confused. Completely confused. I need someone to explain it to me. No, I understand on a basic level what's happening, but like it just seemed like the transition from 3 to 4 came out of nowhere, personally. I mean, it's crazy. The story is now getting pieced together, but then like out of nowhere, Eren has just a bunch of people following him for being like, he has a bunch of people following him, and now he's a leader of a group that's just kind of like, F it, I'm doing my own thing and we're killing them all. Like, come on. I understand wanting to get revenge on the people that, you know, destroyed your life and got you to the place where you are now. And maybe some people like, oh, you appreciate who you've become because of these events. But like, I understand also being like, no, you killed my mother, destroyed my town, and did all of this only to be a distraction so that you could sneak in to an operation. And like, just coming in out of nowhere to do that when they haven't even done anything to you is absolutely crazy. And then the little girl and the little boy, but mainly the little girl being like, yada 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 yada, you know, y'all killed my people, da da da. I mean, she don't know the whole story that they did it first, but I digress. But yeah, I think the last season, I enjoyed this show, and I enjoyed the craziness of out of nowhere Eren gets like eaten, but then he comes back and we're like, oh my gosh, he's a Titan, and now Titans can also be humans. I thought that was really cool, but I would still say this anime is not at the top compared to a lot of the other animes on this list. I did enjoy it, but it was just like, that last season kind of just made me like, I need someone to explain it to me. Maybe if someone explained it to me, that's when this anime would go higher. But as of right now, I'm putting it at 30. Don't kill me. I would, if you wanted to watch it, I would totally watch it with you. Just stop. I know, so stop. Next is Kakegurui. I hope I pronounced that incorrect. If I pronounce something incorrectly, I'm genuinely sorry. I'm not trying to. This is another one of those animes that I kind of only went into it having the description that the streaming app gives you, and I was crazy. The anime is crazy. I was talking to my friend about this anime because she hadn't watched it yet, and she was like, oh yeah, how'd you enjoy it? I said I enjoyed it. It's just like the sexualness just like threw me off, because it was, for me, it was just out of nowhere. And like, when I'm watching an anime, I don't need that. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up to, you know, watch y'all gamble with your lives, but not that, if you know what I'm talking about. I liked that in Twin, that wasn't necessarily a part of it as much. But other than that aspect of the anime, because that was only one specific girl, the other girl was just straight up crazy. I enjoyed us seeing the game, seeing them win, and then going back and showing us how they either manipulated the system, cheated, or won correctly. I love seeing that aspect, which is why I also watched Twin, even though I knew there was a possibility for that weird, like, sexualness a part of it. So I would say, I would put Kakegurui at 13. Next up is Blue Exorcist. So for years, this anime, I would say, was my favorite anime. If you ask me like, oh Jade, what's your favorite anime? I would say Blue Exorcist. I still enjoy this anime. It's just, I watched another anime that kind of bumped it out of the #1 spot. I enjoy the story of Rin and him. I mean, I don't understand why his brother doesn't have as much demon in him as him, especially if they're twins. Like, you would think, but maybe it's because he opened the sword and his brother didn't open the sword. Otherwise, it would be, you know, the same situation. But then again, no, because it's kind of explained in the story as to why that is. But anyways, I think it's pretty cool. You know, you have Rin trying to prove that he is human and prove that he is not related to him. He is related to his father, even though he's not technically related, but like, he's following in his father's footsteps, and he is trying to become his own person along with his brother. And you know, you have his brother trying to move up in the ranks and prove again that he's just as good as Ren, but also trying to move up in the ranks so that he's able to protect Ren from like all this terrible things that come with him being half demon. I would definitely say that I was a bit confused when I finished Blue Exorcist completely and then I watched the Kyoto Saga, because it seems like at first I was confused as to why they were still mad at him, because if you watch the just Blue Exorcist, it comes to the end of the story and all of them accept Rin for who he is and him being demon. And then like if you watch Kyoto after that, it like kind of goes back in time and is like, oh, this is the Kyoto takes place, it seems like a little after. Kyoto takes place before the episode where the one dude calls upon a demon because he's scared of Ren. It happens before that, but after it is revealed that Ren is part demon. Like, that's when it seems like the Kyoto Saga takes place. And for me, it took a bit of a, not a long time, but I was confused when I first started watching it, because I was like, oh, I thought they were okay and accepted who Ren was. And then it seems like, oh, this part of it just takes place in this area of time. Like, I feel like maybe that could have been made a little bit clearer, but other than that, I did enjoy that story aspect. But if that story aspect had happened, you know, wouldn't they try to make it coincide with, you know, just the Blue Exorcist? I don't know, but just going too much into that part. But other than that, I did enjoy the story. I do enjoy the story of Blue Exorcist, and I enjoy watching. I enjoyed it. I feel like I already explained everything. I enjoyed it. So I would say that Blue Exorcist, I'm going to put Blue Exorcist at 4. I hope this is not a mistake, but I'm going to put it at 4. Next is Kuroko's Basketball, which is the English translation of the anime. This was my second sports anime that I ever watched. And sports animes confirmed to me why I can't be an actual sports fan. It is because of how stressful they are. I like the aspect of us kind of seeing what the players think in the entire story. I like that, oh, he's tall, he's from here, but he's also from America, da 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 da. And then Kuriko having his own moves, and then all the different players from all the different teams that were in together in middle school but branched off having their signature moves. I enjoy that, and I enjoyed watching their games, and honestly not knowing whether or not, you know, Kuriko's team was going to win or not. I enjoy that aspect of it, which kind of, there's another sports anime on here that really had me on the edge of my seat, but I enjoyed that. And then I enjoyed them like coming together at that like one part where they're at like a basketball camp, and they're like, oh, you know, because you can do this and you can do this. Since we're off the court and we're not playing each other, you know what, I'm going to give you advice. We're teammates right now. We're not enemies. I enjoyed that. And then when the one dude came up, like, his skills, cool. Absolutely cool. I mean, he was a bit of a show-off. I understand why he did what he was doing and why he was feeling the way he was feeling and acting the way he was acting, but still, like, come on. But yeah, overall, what would I say? Where would I put this? I would put Kuriko's Basketball at number 10. I would definitely say I would watch it again. I haven't seen the movie yet, or is it like a spin-off TV show? I don't remember. I haven't seen that aspect of it yet, but I do plan on watching it. It is on my list. I just haven't gone around to it. Next up is Demon Slayer. Now, Demon Slayer is one of those animes that I've watched quite a few times and I still haven't gotten tired of it. And I'll watch it again. I think it's absolutely sad that Tanjiro's whole family is just. But my favorite character is Inosuke. I just think it's funny how he's just like all tough and everything, but then it's just a joke that he has like the prettiest baby face you've ever seen. And then his voice in the English dub is absolutely crazy. I love it. It sounds like he gargled rocks or he just hasn't drinking water and like since he was born. I think it's absolutely funny. And you know, the whole story, I would just say, I said this in a TikTok once, but I think Tanjiro and Izuku give off the same energy. You know, I like how they're both driven. They're like, let's go 100%. I already go 100%. We have to go 100%. I have to do this for this and this. You know, I don't know if I'm going to survive, but I have to do it because it's my drive and I got to save these people and yada, yada, yada. I like that part about them. I would say out of the different chapters, I enjoy the entertainment district chapter. And I don't know if there's another chapter out yet. I know that I think there is a movie. I have not seen the movie yet. I don't know how to gain access to the movie. It's not on any of the streaming sites I have. I don't have a anime specific streaming site. I have, you know, the regular streaming sites like Netflix, Hulu. But anyways, yeah, I literally rewatched the entertainment district plot point or chapter, as I was saying, like a few weeks ago, and I would totally watch it again. So where would I put this anime? I put it at number 3. I love Demon Slayer as an anime. Next up is Psyche. I started Psyche. I finished a lot of Psyche, but then there was just, to be honest, I enjoy the snarkiness, as I believe is what's called, and the fast-pacedness of the anime, but the thing that really turned me off was how the black people were drawn. You know, I don't want to start nothing, but like that just kind of turned me off the anime, because like, look, if you're not going to do it correctly, and I know I've seen people do it correctly, but if you're not going to do it correctly, then just don't do it at all. But yeah, that really just kind of turned me off the anime, so I would think I would have to put Psyche at 32. Next up is Darwin's Game. Now this was a fast watch. I don't know if there's more than one season, but there was only one season available on Netflix. I watched it all in one day because it was only like 12 episodes. Episodes are only like 20 minutes. But yeah, I thought this anime was really cool. I started watching High Rise Invasion because they kind of had a similar vibe to them. I didn't finish High Rise Invasion. I was just saying, like, if you've seen High Rise Invasion, then you probably will like Darwin's Game. It seemed like the anime, either they never finished it as an anime, I never looked it up, or that was just all that was available on Netflix. But compared to other animes, well, let's not compare. Let me just say what I liked about it. I liked that aspect of, oh, games coming into real life, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, if you know that show. I thought it was, I don't think it was cool, but I liked how they were building up to them starting kind of like a revolution. But as far as I know, that was the only season that existed. I don't know if there was more than one season. Like I said, I haven't looked it up. There was only one season available on Netflix, and I'm going based off that one season that was available to me. So I would put this anime at, I would say, like 23. Next up is Toradora. Now, like I said, sometimes I will literally just read a caption and then watch an anime, and this was the only romance anime I think I've ever seen. Like, it's just straight up romance. There's no, oh, it's mainly about action and romance just happens. It was literally, this anime was about romance. I think the story was cute. I liked how, I think it came out in 2008. I liked how it had 2008 aspects in it, you know, because that's like my childhood time. But like I said, I'm not really into romance animes, so that's why this is probably going lower than it could have been. I did enjoy it as an anime. I finished it, but like I said, I think it was weird that they're 17 years old and they're trying to go off and get married. They're still in high school. I just feel like if you're in the public school system age and you're not old enough to vote, I'm just going based off here in America because I'm American, you don't need to be getting married. Okay, y'all have not known each other long enough to be like confessing y'all love to each other like that. Y'all are 17. 17. Y'all, I haven't even been alive for 2 decades yet, and y'all trying to get married? Like, no. 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 Remembering that just pissed me off. So, this anime is going at 31. Hi everyone, so this was part 1 of the video. Part 2 will either be out later this week or sometime next week. I will post it in the description once it is out, so if you're watching this video a while after it's been posted, part 2 will be the first link in the description. But if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more of me. I do really try to post every week, but I'll be struggling sometimes. And bye!